Hello and welcome to the Punters Guide as we look into the first day of action of 2022. 8 meetings to look forward to as well, but the best of the action is without doubt at Cheltenham. Tom Lee, it is alongside me. Well, we start with a bang because it is a cracking competitive card at Cheltenham, Tom.
Oh, is it ever? And 30,000 people expected through the turnstiles. This is more like it. What a way to welcome in a new year.
Certainly is, and the ITV cameras will be there as well. And they start with an absolute belter. It's the Dipper. Paddy Pone obviously Chase registers the Dipper. We know it is the Dipper. He's from Newcastle, of course. 9 set to go to post. It looks an absolute belter. This Venetia Williams' Le Homme Press has done nothing wrong over fences in this country.
Is the truth. Has done everything right over fences in this country. We'll get to him. If you want one at a bigger price, I thought the Pertemp's third Come On Teddy would be a threat, but surely the obvious one, given that this is a horse who's won at testing venues, both of them, Exeter and Ascot, 2 from 2 over fences, 3 from 4 since joining Venetia Williams, and of course showed smart form in France before making the switch, and is stable, operating at a 32% strike rate the last 2 weeks. It is the Venetia Williams trained L'Homme Presse, who looks a threat to everything here. The progress this horse has made is a natural over fences. Exeter, impressive. Ascot, strong at the finish. Cheltenham's really going to suit him. L'Homme Presse, the one to beat.
There you go then, favourite going to win at the Dipper according to Tom. We've got a real competitive handicap as well at 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's a similar mould, and we have the big handicap in November, the big handicap in December. Plenty of these meet again. Cool Cody, of course, fell in November, then won the December renewal. Zanza got closer to him. We've got Galahad Quest was in there as well. It's just like a rerun of those 2 races.
It is a rerun of those 2 races, and a horse, my suggestion, I won't give it away just yet, but what I will say is, was only beaten 5 3/4 lengths in the Paddy Power, and actually turning for home, looked the winner. As I say, we'll get to him. You mentioned old Cool Cody, now 11 years of age on New Year's Day, and yet 2020 Paddy Power winner, 2021 December Gold Cup winner. What a horse, both for Michael Blake and latterly for Evan Williams. Don't discount him, but the value, Matt, unquestionably, well, I've hinted at this already, it's number 3, Simply the Bets, a horse who was 4 from 6 over fences for Harry Whittington. I thought his former trainer was hard done to lose him, but here he is with the champion trainer Paul Nicholls, and you drill down into this horse's form. Simply the Bets, twice a winner at this track, including at the Cheltenham Festival, and as I say, he nearly won the Paddy Power. He wouldn't have to find much more, and he will be winning a race of this calibre. Number 3, Simply the Bets, is going to be too big a price on the day.
Yeah, then Simply Bets for Paul Nicholls. I've got to say, of course, it's every horse's birthday, isn't it? On New Year's Day. We move on to the big 3-mile handicap hurdle at 2:35. Again, very competitive. There's a couple here, though, that look rather young and progressive. In Ard Approval, a course winner early on in the season. There's Tamar Bridge as well, who just travelled well, but only scrambled home at Aintree.
Wide open. You talk about every horse's birthday. You'd have felt like it was your birthday a few times this season if you were backing the Hobbs runners, because Philip Hobbs having an excellent season, and his representative here, number 6 Pylon, a horse who, if you think he's much improved this season for whatever reason, something's clicked, the confidence is there, he's operating just at a higher level than 12 months ago. A fair 4th at Aintree on reappearance, but I loved the way he went about his business, strong at the finish at Sandown, and more to come. Pylon looks progressive.
Yeah, he was second, of course, wasn't he, in a previous guise at a festival in the Martin Pipe. He was actually second to Indefatigable, who's actually an absentee now, would have been taking a chance in the Relkeel hurdle at 3:10. We've got a warm order here, though, in Brewing Up a Storm, Tom, who just seemed to relish his 2.5-mile conditions contest. But fabulous in here for Paul Nicholls, and what an interview it was from Sam Twiston-Davies after Guard Your Dreams won the International.
What an interview, but interviews won't necessarily win a race of this complexity. Brewing Up a Storm, since going back over hurdles, look at his form figures, 1-1-5-1, and yet I'm not convinced Cheltenham's ideally his track. He's been a faller at the last fence, he's been 4th in a Ballymore, he unseated his rider in an Arkle, and in a race of this depth, I just cannot get away, getting loads of weight, 150 rated mare crossing the Irish Sea. Hello, hello. Number 7, Stormy Island, who's already a Grade 1 winner in her own right. 6th in the Hatton's Grace. Mullins, his stable, operating at a 28% strike rate in the last couple of weeks. And on a day where he's busy elsewhere, WP Mullins, one runner on the card, Stormy Island. That just looks too juicy to miss. So, number 7, Stormy Island.
We've seen that somewhere else this Christmas, haven't we? Boxing Day time, around about there, Willie and Danny Mullins teaming up. And we mentioned Willie Mullins, so let's just quickly talk about the big race over in Ireland at Tramore. It sees the dual Gold Cup hero Albin Photo in action. He's won this race for the last 3 years. 5 of the 6 runners are trained by Willie Mullins. Is this just going to resemble a Sutton morning gallop?
Well, Albin Photo rated 170. Time waits for no man, and yes, he's getting a year older. But historically, as we know, 3 years on the bounce, 2019, 2020, 2021. He turns up in the Savills Chase at Tramore. He collects. He goes on to Cheltenham, where he won twice, and we know as well he was a fair third this year as well. So he's no back number for all that Old Father Time is merciless, and yet he's still duffing up the same horses we see. So I'm really struggling to see, conceding £7 to Hardline, is that enough? Probably not. Has he got the measure on ratings of his other four stablemates? Absolutely, without question. We saw the merciless beating he gave to Acapella Bourgeois in this race last year. Same again, he'd be no price, but on what grounds do you construct an argument for Albin Photo to be beaten? Highly unlikely.
Yeah, well, you beat Acapella Bourgeois last year and the year before, so maybe a hat-trick of the forecast potentially could be the way to go. Big caught up at Musselburgh as well, so Paul Nicholls has sent a couple up to Musselburgh. 140, he hasn't got one in here. Donald McCain has, he's got this Geronimo. Ronnie Murphy's got Strong Glance, who bounced back to form at Hereford last time.
This is tricky. Strong Glance is a bit of a monkey, but he has got talent. But the presence of Brian Hughes, already, Matt, on 125 winners for the season, going into New Year's Eve, that was. He's back on board number 3, Geronimo, who, when he's riding that horse, his form figures, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. He's only a 6-year-old Geronimo. There is more to come.
That links us nicely into the next race, the 210, the Hogmaneigh Handicap hurdle, because Geronimo was behind Tommy's Oscar last time. He was up another 3, but they've got Tom Midgley claiming 7. I thought he had a big chance. The danger could be Anna Bonina, who goes well fresh.
Well, I'm not convinced you're right there, because you're correct about Tommy Oscar. He's on the hat-trick, having beaten Geronimo at Doncaster. But the value to me is number 2, Christopher Wood. £1 below his last winning mark, Matt, and unbeaten at this track. 2 visits, 2 victories. And why would Paul Nicholls be going from Somerset to Musselburgh if he didn't think he had some ammunition to fire? So to me, the value emphatically number 2, Christopher Wood.
Well, then for Paul Nicholls, who has one as well in the old Reeki at 250. He's got Amour de Nuit, who keeps sliding down the handicap. A fair third last time out. But you fancy Brian Hughes and Donald McCain early with Geronimo. They've got Gaelic Coast, who's 2 from 2 over track and trip.
The apple rarely falls far from the tree, Matt Humes. Amour de Nuit, now a veteran. He's an old man. He's got the pipe and slippers out. Gold de Bois, always the bridesmaid. Place. Doesn't win a race, unlike number 1 Gaelic Coast, who, again, we talk about Christopher Wood, 2 from 2 at this track. Gaelic Coast, 3 visits to this venue. Second, first, loves it here. McCain and Hughes are flying. How can you reoppose, or rather, how can you oppose? And I wouldn't want to reoppose number 1 Gaelic Coast.
Yeah, I'm with you on Gaelic Coast there in that 250, the old Reeki. So yeah, 8 meetings to look forward to, 8 races on the ITV cameras as well. Now, Day, what would be your best bet to kickstart 2022, Tom?
I'd be having an each-way double. These 2 horses will be overpriced, and there are compelling reasons as given. 2 o'clock Cheltenham, number 3, Simply the Bets each way. 3:10 Cheltenham, number 7, Stormy Island, the mare for Ireland, for Mullins each way.
We are. We asked for a best. We got 2. A cracking start to the new year. Every horse's birthday on New Year's Day. They're all a year older, but it's a cracking way to start competitive racing at Cheltenham. We get to see Dual Call Cup hero Albin Photo for the 4th success in time in the Savills New Year's Day chase at Tramore as well. Fingers crossed, it's the start of a healthy and wealthy new year to us all. All the best.